Two new robots show just how wide the future of robotics could become. MagicBot X1 is built around powerful movement and athletic ability. Cuttlefish is designed around softness, personality, and companionship. One follows the familiar path of making humanoid robots stronger and more capable. The other moves away from the human form and explores a much friendlier kind of machine. Both ideas are developing at the same time, and both could shape how people interact with robots in the future. Hey guys, Alfie here. Welcome back to AI Nexus. Today we are discussing these two very different robots. MagicBot X1 is the full-size humanoid from MagicLab Robotics. The latest update places the robot in sports demonstrations requiring balance and whole-body control. MagicLab is using these tests to show that a human-sized machine can move with greater speed and control. The body was built to support that athletic movement. MagicBot X1 stands about 5 feet 11 inches, 1.8 meters tall, and weighs around 154 pounds, 70 kilograms. It contains 31 active degrees of freedom. Its strongest joints deliver a claimed peak torque of 450 Newton meters. MagicLab says movement performance has improved by more than 30%. That stronger body first appears in a fencing demonstration. MagicBot X1 shifts its weight before rotating the torso and extending one arm in a fast lunge. The legs must hold the body steady while the upper half turns toward the target. The motion shows useful coordination, although it appears to be a prepared sequence. Table tennis creates a different challenge because the robot must respond to a moving object. MagicBot X1 takes a wide stance and sends the paddle toward an incoming ball. The robot has to estimate the direction of the ball before it passes. The clip shows that it can return a ball under prepared conditions. It does not reveal how often the attempt succeeds. The biggest display of power comes during basketball. MagicBot X1 approaches the hoop and pushes its entire body off the floor before completing a one-handed dunk in the air. A full-size humanoid needs strong leg extension to leave the ground. It must also control the ball through the jump and absorb the impact during landing. The dunk is still one of the strongest moments in the video because it shows how much power and coordination MagicBot X1 can produce in a full-size body. A cable is visible in several shots, but it may simply be there for safety during a demanding test. MagicLab has not explained its exact role, and the footage does not include one uninterrupted wide view from takeoff to landing. Even with those limits, the demonstration proves that MagicBot X1 can complete a real airborne dunk under controlled conditions. What makes the demonstration important is the way a full-size humanoid combines lift, balance, and timing in one coordinated movement. Physical performance is only one part of the platform. MagicLab also developed the MagicHand H01 for tasks that require controlled contact with objects. The hand has 20 degrees of freedom and contains 44 high-resolution touch sensors. A proximity system detects nearby objects before contact. The hand weighs about 2.2 pounds, 1 kilogram, and handles loads up to 22 pounds, 10 kilograms. MagicLab is also training the robot through its Magic Mixed World model. The system combines physical reasoning with synthetic data generation, so the robot can practice more situations before real testing begins. MagicLab reports a data pool of more than 1 million hours, although these figures have not been independently checked. Simulation speeds development, but it cannot perfectly copy real-world contact. Several practical details remain private. MagicLab has not published its speed, arm payload, runtime, or price. A dual battery system allows one pack to be replaced, while the second keeps the robot powered. This could reduce downtime, but continuous operation still depends on battery life and charging speed. MagicBot X1 shows serious physical progress, while long-term reliability and autonomy still need to be proven. MagicBot X1 represents one direction for robotics through strength and whole-body performance. Cuddlefish explores a completely different idea by asking whether a companion robot needs arms, legs, or a human face in the first place. Cuttlefish begins with a simple idea. A companion robot does not need a human face, arms, or legs to feel present. It can take almost any form if its movement feels safe and friendly. Researchers led by Mingyang Xu at Keio University in Japan built Cuddle-Fish around that idea. Its rounded body and slow wing movements make it feel more like a flying pet than a machine. Most flying robots use powerful motors to stay in the air. Cuttlefish fills its soft body with helium instead. The gas carries most of the weight, so the motors only guide the robot. This allows a body about 3.3 feet 1 meter long to weigh only 70 grams. If it bumps into a person or furniture, the impact is far smaller than with a normal drone. Two soft wings control the movement without exposed propellers. Tiny 3-gram motors move them slowly. Both wings flapping together move the robot forward. Different movement on each side turns it. A small weight inside shifts the balance, so Cuttlefish can rise or descend. This makes close interaction safer and quieter. There are no fast blades near a person's face, and no loud propeller noise. Someone can touch the body, catch it as it drifts lower, or gently hold it. It can also move above furniture, where floor robots cannot go. Researchers have tested Cuttlefish as a study companion, reminder system, and indoor guide. A telepresence version turns a distant user's arm movements into wing motions. This could let a family member send a physical gesture through the robot instead of appearing only on a screen. A study with 24 participants showed why the design matters. Many people touched Cuttlefish without being asked. They patted its body, stroked the surface, and high-fived the wings. Some also hugged it. The results show that a robot can feel friendly without copying the human body. The design still comes with a few practical limits. Helium slowly escapes over time and must be refilled. Because the robot is so light, even a small amount of extra weight can stop it from floating properly. Air from a fan or an open window can also push it away from its intended path. Some demonstrations were performed in controlled environments or with remote assistance. So there is still more work to do before Cuttlefish becomes a fully autonomous home companion. Even so, the project proves that a companion robot does not need a human body to create a meaningful connection with people, and that idea may be its biggest achievement. MagicBot X1 and Cuttlefish may be built for completely different purposes, but both show that robotics is expanding in more than one direction. Some companies are pushing humanoids to become faster and stronger, while others are exploring how robots can feel friendlier and more natural to live with. These projects may still have a long way to go, but they offer an exciting look at where this technology could be heading next. But these two updates were only the beginning. Several more breakthroughs are already unfolding, so let's move on to the next major developments. Mitsubishi Motors is about to do something no major car maker has done before. Instead of buying humanoid robots from another company, Mitsubishi plans to develop and mass-produce them inside its own factory. The Japanese carmaker has signed a Memorandum of Understanding with Highlanders, a robotics and physical AI startup connected to the University of Tokyo. The companies describe the partnership as a world first because it brings an established automaker and a humanoid robot developer together from early development all the way to large-scale production. Japan's growing labor shortage is one of the main reasons behind this move. The country's aging population and low birth rate have made it increasingly difficult for factories to find enough workers. Mitsubishi believes humanoid robots could help solve part of that problem by working safely alongside human employees. Instead of ordering finished robots from an outside supplier, Mitsubishi plans to co-develop the humanoids and manufacture them through its own production network. The company is preparing to turn unused buildings at its Kyoto engine plant into a new, high-capacity robot production line. Production could begin in early 2027 with an ambitious target of up to 1,000 humanoid robots every month. The first robots will not be sold to outside customers. Mitsubishi plans to deploy them inside its own factories, where they could move components, support engine assembly, and handle other repetitive industrial tasks. While working, the robots will also collect valuable real-world data about movement, durability, safety, and human collaboration. That information could help Highlanders train physical AI foundation models and improve future versions of the robot. Mitsubishi will bring decades of automotive manufacturing experience to the project, including knowledge of quality control, mechatronics, production planning, and workplace safety. The company has already invested in Highlanders and has confirmed that more financial support may follow. If the robots perform reliably under demanding factory conditions, Mitsubishi plans to expand the program and eventually sell humanoid robots to other manufacturers. Tesla is pursuing a similar goal with Optimus, while other automakers are already testing humanoids inside factories. Mitsubishi is now joining that race, and its next major product may not have wheels at all. It may have legs. Mitsubishi is focusing on producing humanoids at automotive scale, but the next company is tackling an equally difficult challenge: teaching a robot new work without programming every movement by hand. A former Tesla Optimus researcher has revealed a new humanoid robot that can learn tasks by watching people instead of being programmed for every movement. The robot is called Northstar, and it was introduced by Paris-based startup UMA at the Machina Summit in Paris. The team behind UMA has serious experience in robotics and artificial intelligence. CEO and co-founder Rémi Cadden previously worked on Tesla's Optimus program, while co-founder Pierre Sermanet spent years working on robotics at Google DeepMind. Together, the company wants to build robots that can learn quickly and work inside real factories, warehouses, and other spaces designed for people. Northstar's main technology is called real-time learning. Instead of requiring engineers to manually write instructions for each new task, a person can demonstrate the movement directly to the robot. Northstar observes the action, attempts it, and improves through repeated practice and correction. UMA believes this approach could reduce the months of engineering often needed to prepare a robot for a new job. The robot also follows what UMA calls a dressed machine design. Northstar has human-sized proportions and a soft outer covering, but its mechanical joints remain visible. Instead of using a realistic human face, the robot has a simple, neutral visor. This makes it clear that Northstar is a robot while avoiding the uncomfortable appearance often created by artificial human faces. UMA is targeting a lightweight design of around 88 pounds, 40 kilograms, which could make the robot safer when working close to people. The first version will use a wheeled mobile base with 2 arms, allowing the team to test its learning software before developing more advanced walking models. The company is also taking a Europe-first approach. Aging populations and growing labor shortages are leaving many industrial jobs unfilled across the region. Some estimates suggest the global economy could face a shortage of 85 million workers by 2030. UMA has reportedly raised around $40 million in seed funding and is already speaking with roughly 50 possible industrial customers. The company hopes to begin pilot programs before the end of 2026, giving Northstar its first real test outside the laboratory. Northstar shows how quickly a robot could learn from the people around it. But learning complex tasks also requires serious computing power, and that is exactly where this next humanoid stands out. Booster Robotics has launched a new humanoid built around one clear idea: a robot needs more than a strong body. It also needs a powerful brain. The Beijing-based company calls the Booster T2 its flagship embodied AI platform, designed for researchers and developers who want to build, test, and deploy advanced robot behaviors. The T2's biggest feature is its onboard computing power. It can deliver up to 2070 TFLOPS of AI performance through NVIDIA's Jetson Thor T5000 module. The chip uses a Blackwell-based GPU with 2,560 cores and allows the robot to process vision, language, reasoning, and movement directly on its own hardware. This reduces the need to send information to the cloud and allows the T2 to respond more quickly in changing environments. Booster has not ignored the physical design either. The T2 stands about 4 feet 7 inches, 1.4 meters, tall and weighs around 93 to 95 pounds, 42 to 43 kilograms, depending on the model. Its body has 31 degrees of freedom, including 6 joints in each leg, 7 in each arm, 3 in the waist, and 2 in the head. Internal rotor motors produce up to 140 Newton-meters of peak joint torque. The robot can carry a combined payload of up to 22 pounds, 10 kilograms with both arms. Although the exact capacity depends on its posture, it can also walk at speeds of up to 4.5 miles per hour, 2 meters per second. A 48-volt, 10-amp-hour battery supports more than 2 hours of continuous walking. For sensing, the T2 uses binocular cameras in the head and waist, along with a microphone array, built-in speaker, and optional LiDAR. Booster offers 3 versions, ranging from the entry-level P1 to the P3, which includes 6 degrees of freedom dexterous hands. The company also introduced Booster Studio, which it describes as the first dedicated development environment for embodied AI. Developers can train and test robot behaviors inside a simulation before transferring them directly to the physical T2. This simulation to real workflow could make it much faster to move an idea from computer testing into real-world action. The Booster T2 reflects a larger shift in humanoid robotics. The next major breakthrough may not come from building a taller or stronger robot, but from creating a smarter platform that more developers can program. The Booster T2 is designed to give developers a smarter platform for building future robot abilities. But another team is already testing humanoids in a place where precision matters far more than speed or strength: the operating room. For the first time, humanoid robots have completed major surgical procedures on living animals during preclinical trials. A team at UC San Diego used remotely controlled Unitree G1 robots to perform 2 gallbladder surgeries. The first operation paired one humanoid robot with a human surgeon, while the second used 2 robots working side by side with no human hands directly touching the surgical tools. The robots were not autonomous, which means surgeons remained in full control of every movement from a remote operating station. The UC San Diego laboratory nicknamed the robots Surgi. During the second procedure, the main robot handled the key steps of the minimally invasive surgery, while the second robot controlled the endoscope and gave the surgeons a clear view of the surgical area. What makes this achievement especially important is that the researchers did not rely on expensive tools designed only for the robots. Instead, they created custom adapters that allowed the Unitree G1 humanoids to hold standard laparoscopic instruments already used in hospitals. This could make the technology easier to introduce without replacing an operating room's existing equipment. The size difference is also significant. Each Surgi robot stands around 5 feet tall and weighs only about 60 pounds. Traditional robotic surgery platforms can weigh close to 1,800 pounds and often require specially designed rooms, complex setup, and trained support teams. A compact humanoid robot could fit into existing operating rooms without major structural changes. Operators said the human-like controls felt natural and easy to understand. The robots also reached a level of precision that researchers said was comparable to established surgical platforms. However, the technology is still at an early stage. The robots required several joint recalibrations during the procedures, which increased the total operating time. Communication delay between the surgeon and the robot also needs to be reduced before long-distance surgery becomes practical. The team believes humanoid robots could eventually do far more than perform surgery. Future versions may walk around the operating room, collect instruments, assist medical staff, and clean the room after a procedure. A smaller and more affordable robotic surgeon could help bring advanced care to hospitals and remote communities that currently have limited access to specialist surgery. Humanoid robots performing surgery could one day solve a serious healthcare problem,